For years, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban seemed like one of those rare Hollywood couples who had it all: the fame, the success, the family, and that effortless glow of love that made everyone believe in fairy tales again. They were the red carpet, royalty that fans admired and envied at the same time. But what if all that glitter was just a reflection, not the truth? Because now, at 57, Nicole Kidman has finally broken her silence, and what she revealed about her marriage, and the truth she hid for years, has left fans speechless. It started so beautifully, like a dream. Nicole, fresh from years of heartbreak and reinvention after her very public split from Tom Cruise, had built herself up again. She had found peace in her work, strength in her solitude, and a quiet kind of hope that maybe, just maybe, love could find her again. Then came Keith Urban, the charming, soft-spoken country boy from Australia, who stole hearts with his voice and his vulnerability. Their connection was instant, almost cinematic. Two Australians making it big in Hollywood, drawn to each other by something they couldn't explain. The world watched as they fell in love, and when they finally tied the knot in 2006, fans couldn't stop talking about how genuine it all felt. Nicole looked radiant. Keith was emotional. It was pure magic. But even the most beautiful stories can hide chapters of pain. Behind the laughter, the smiles, and the flawless red carpet photos, there were cracks slowly forming. At first, no one noticed. Not the press, not the fans, not even their close friends. Keith was struggling with something that fame couldn't fix: his addiction. Nicole had known about his past, but she believed in his ability to heal, to overcome. She believed in love's power to save. But soon after their wedding, she realized that love, no matter how deep, couldn't compete with demons that refused to let go. In a quiet interview years later, Nicole admitted she was blindsided by how bad things got so quickly. She described nights filled with fear and confusion, days when Keith would disappear emotionally, and moments when she questioned whether she had made the biggest mistake of her life. She said, "I thought love was enough. I really did." Those words lingered, hauntingly simple, yet painfully honest. When Keith entered rehab just 4 months after their wedding, the world was stunned. But what most people didn't know was that Nicole had been the one who staged the intervention. She was the one who called his team, his family, and pleaded for him to get help before their marriage completely collapsed. She told him she loved him too much to watch him destroy himself. For years, Nicole stood by him. She fought for him, prayed for him, and protected him from the harsh glare of the media. She wanted to believe they could rewrite the ending. And for a while, it looked like they did. Keith got clean. They welcomed 2 beautiful daughters. Their smiles returned. They appeared stronger than ever. But behind that strength, something inside Nicole was breaking, quietly, invisibly. Because love, when it becomes survival, starts to hurt in ways you can't explain. She carried the weight of his recovery, the pressure of public scrutiny, and the unspoken fear that it could all fall apart again. Those who knew her said Nicole stopped talking about her pain. She buried it under perfection, under control. She poured herself into her work, chasing roles that let her express emotions she couldn't in real life. And maybe that's what made her performances so raw, so real. Because behind every tear she shed on screen, there was a truth she was hiding off camera. Years passed, and the world moved on. Keith's career soared again. Nicole collected awards, red carpets, and glowing interviews. But their marriage? It started to fade quietly in the background. Fans began to notice subtle changes, the way they stopped appearing together as often, the tension in their smiles, the strange distance between them during public events. Rumors began swirling, whispers of infidelity, of jealousy, of growing apart. Keith's tours were long, sometimes months at a time. Nicole was filming on the other side of the world. Their love story, once so connected, started to feel like 2 separate lives running parallel. But Nicole stayed silent. Every time the tabloids asked, she smiled politely, deflecting with grace. She said she believed in privacy, in protecting her family from gossip. But those close to her said that silence was her shield, because deep down she already knew what was coming. Then came the moment that changed everything. A close friend revealed that Nicole had discovered messages, not innocent ones, on Keith's phone. It wasn't the first time rumors of Keith's wandering attention had surfaced, but this time it hit different. It wasn't just about the betrayal. It was about the years she had spent trying to hold everything together, convincing herself that love could fix what was broken. Nicole didn't react with anger. She reacted with heartbreak. She withdrew completely, stopped taking calls, and disappeared into herself. Insiders described it as the moment she realized she had been fighting for someone who had already left her emotionally long before. Still, she didn't go public. She didn't expose him. She didn't play the victim. Instead, she did what she always does. She carried her pain in silence. But recently, that silence broke. In a rare and deeply emotional interview, Nicole finally spoke, not to tear anyone down, but to release what she had been holding for years. She said, "There comes a time when silence becomes heavier than the truth." Her voice trembled as she admitted that she had lost herself trying to be the perfect wife, the supportive partner, the woman who forgives and forgets because love demands it. She said she realized that forgiveness without change isn't healing, it's self-destruction. Fans were stunned. For years, everyone saw her as the calm, composed Hollywood queen who had it all figured out. But this was a Nicole Kidman no one had seen before. Raw, vulnerable, honest. She admitted she had spent years pretending everything was fine because she didn't want to disappoint the world that believed in their love story. She said, "Sometimes we protect the person we love more than we protect ourselves. And by the time we realize it, it's too late." Those words hit like thunder. People close to Nicole said this interview was her quiet way of saying goodbye, not just to Keith, but to the version of herself that kept choosing pain over peace. When news of their official separation broke, fans were divided. Some couldn't believe it. Others said they saw it coming years ago. But what truly shocked everyone was Keith's reaction. Sources revealed he was devastated, not because he didn't see it coming, but because he never thought she'd actually walk away. He had always believed Nicole would forgive him one more time, but this time she didn't. And that's when things took another turn. Reports surfaced that Keith had tried to reach out to her repeatedly, leaving messages, sending letters, even showing up unannounced at her filming locations. But Nicole stayed silent. She had given enough of herself, and now she was choosing herself for the first time in decades. Her friends described her as both heartbroken and liberated. They said she was finally learning what peace feels like. Quiet mornings without tension, days without waiting for an apology, nights without wondering if love was enough. And yet, the pain still lingers. Because no matter how strong she appears, Nicole loved Keith deeply. And you can't just erase that kind of love, even if it broke you. In another moment from that same interview, Nicole said something that made everyone pause. She said, "Sometimes we build our lives around people who don't know how to stay. But that doesn't mean we failed. It means we loved the best way we knew how." That line alone became viral overnight. Fans flooded social media with messages of support, sharing how much her honesty meant to them. Some called her brave. Others said she gave a voice to every woman who's ever stayed too long in a relationship that stopped feeling like home. As for Keith, he's been quiet. Unusually quiet. No statements, no interviews, no denials. Just silence. And maybe, in a way, that silence speaks louder than words ever could. Because for the first time, it's not Nicole hiding the truth. It's him facing it. Sources close to him say he's been struggling, trying to process the reality, that his actions cost him the woman who believed in him when no one else did. There were even whispers that he tried to enter therapy again. Not just for himself, but to understand how to be better, even if it's too late. But for Nicole, this is a new beginning. She's been spotted more often lately, smiling genuinely, spending time with her daughters, working on new projects that seem to reflect her inner transformation. People say she looks lighter, freer, like someone who's finally breathing after holding it in for too long. She's not bitter, she's not vengeful, she's at peace. And maybe that's the most powerful revenge of all. Because while Hollywood loves a scandal, Nicole has given us something even more powerful: truth. The kind that doesn't scream, doesn't accuse, doesn't destroy. It just sets you free. And as for that truth she hid for years, it wasn't just about Keith's betrayal. It was about her silence. The silence she carried to protect an image, a man, a dream that wasn't real anymore. Now she's done hiding. As one insider put it perfectly, Nicole didn't walk away because she stopped loving Keith. She walked away because she finally started loving herself. And maybe that's the ending we never expected. Not a scandal, not a fight, but a quiet, powerful act of self-respect. Because sometimes the bravest thing you can do isn't to hold on, it's to let go.